welcome everybody. Thanks for tuning in. So for those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Monique Bryan and I am your success coach, which is another way of saying not only do I cheer you on towards your goals, but I also give you the templates and tools and the roadmap to get there. So today we are going to be talking about Wantrapreneurship, and it would help if I had put and pinned the topic in the feed here. Yes, so today we were talking about Wantrapreneurship, and if anybody who doesn't know who Gary Vaynerchuk is, I highly recommend you Google him right now, follow him, and buy all of his books. Okay, I have all of his books, I think except one, and I follow everything that he does, and he is all about telling it like it is, straight talk, like him or don't like him, that's how he do. So bear in mind, if you don't like it told to you straight, don't follow him. If you don't like it told to you straight, you shouldn't be following me. I'm just saying. So I was listening to his new book, Crushing It, and he talks all about how to kill it on social media. So if any of you guys are struggling with your social media and what to be doing, guys, go get Crushing It, go get his book. It is awesome. And he really, how some people like to glamorize or romanticize entrepreneurship? He doesn't do that, okay? Not even a little bit. And from previous interviews I've heard him in, he says it all the time. Not everybody is meant to be an entrepreneur. Not everybody is meant to, you want me to write it in here? Gary Vaynerchuk with a Y. Vaynerchuk, something like that. I hope I'm getting it right. Yes, thank you, Azetta. Thanks for putting that in there. So not everybody is meant to be an entrepreneur. And I remember the first time I heard him say that, I was getting ready for an appointment, and I was in my bathroom and I was doing my makeup, and he said that and I froze, and I was like, what if he's talking, this was a few years ago. He's like, what if he's talking about me? And it was really scary because I was like, but I call myself an entrepreneur. So this guy's coming along saying not everybody's meant to be one, but I am of the belief you are who you say you are. Okay, give me a minute, okay? It's 9 o'clock. I'm trying to get it together. Hey, Nicole, welcome. And it really worried me when he said that, because he was like, some people are meant to have jobs. If we didn't have people who had jobs and like to go to work, we would never have any employees. Our economy would go to shit. Nobody would be working. Okay, so we need people who like to go to work, who actually have 9-to-5 jobs and work for companies. And then there are people who are business owners, who some of them are entrepreneurs and business owners, but you can be a business owner without being an entrepreneur. You can own a business and not run the business, right? So if you are telling yourself you're an entrepreneur, I want to talk about that today, because there's a lot of wantrepreneurs out there, but I don't know if they're all entrepreneurs, because in the last few years, entrepreneurship has become this thing that everybody wants to be, right? What's your definition of an entrepreneur? Good question. I have no idea. Well, actually, it's my definition can't be summed up in a sentence right now. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about the things that you can look out for to ask yourself, are you an entrepreneur, or are you a wantrepreneur, or should you just go get a job? And I don't say just go get a job like that's something that's less than. And I think there is this there's this thing out there amongst certain entrepreneurs that if you're an entrepreneur, you're better than, or because you're not given into the man and you're not going to work every day, you make your own rules. It's nobody's on no high horse being an entrepreneur, because being an entrepreneur is hard. So I don't want anyone to think that if they had a business that they wanted to start and then all of a sudden they're like, I don't want to do this anymore, that they're a quitter or they failed or any of that stuff, right? That is not the case. Do not worry about that. You want to do what speaks to you and what's very suitable for your life, right? Not anybody else's. Do not live your life by anybody else's rules. Okay, that's first of all. So entrepreneurship to me is freedom of choice, just how you want to spend your day and how you want to make money. That is entrepreneurship. Freedom of choice when it comes to what you do with your working hours, with those 8 hours, however many hours you consider working. That is part of being an entrepreneur, right? That is why I'm an entrepreneur, because I'm clear that freedom above all else is the only way I know to function in my happy place, right? And I say freedom, and some other people are like, I want freedom. It's like, if you have a job that allows you autonomy over what you're doing and the freedom to come and go as you please and still get your work done and get paid for it, that's another type of freedom. Stay at that job. Like, there's no reason for you to go and be an entrepreneur just because, you like the word entrepreneurship, right? But you need to make money. Yes, you absolutely need to make money. Nicole, slow down. We are not there yet. So if you have a job that gives you that type of freedom to function in your happy place, love it. Yes, thank you. That is the holy grail of having a 9-to-5, right? And there's people who work from home and get paid and still work for a company, and they're happy as they ever could be. They're able to stay at home with their kids and make their own hours. It's like, no one's saying leave your job or don't go get a job. Hey, welcome Slag Toronto, welcome. And what I'm talking about, if you, have this unrelenting fire in your belly, gotta go have it passion for building something, that feeling never goes anywhere. That is like your DNA of entrepreneurship, right? Like, you love to take something and build it and be in it, and you can't think of doing anything else. Like, that is at your deepest core soul. And I realized after I heard that thing from Gary Vee, I was like, maybe that's me, because I can run other people's companies fabulously, if I do say so myself, right? Like, I've worked with CEOs, multi-million-dollar companies and things like that, and they're like, Monique, you're really good at what you do, right? And I was like, I can run this. Great. I can manage people. I can run this. I can put out fires. I'm like, here, there, and whatnot. I can see the big picture. Fabulous, right? But inside, when I would go home every night, I would just think about, what can I build in the world? What can I build here to leave my mark? I love the building process of something. And that fire never went anywhere. In 10 years, it has not gone anywhere. It doesn't matter cancer. It doesn't matter what happens. I am building the next thing. Nicole, you were bursting at the seams, and Azetta says passion and purpose. Like, that is 100% me. Passion and purpose all day, every day, right? Anybody who wants to connect with me, please DM me. We'll talk about that offline. Right now we are talking Wantrapreneurship. Okay. All right, good. And so there's that fire in your belly that's not going to go anywhere. That's one thing where you can like really identify for yourself. Am I an entrepreneur? Does this like feed my soul, right? And how do you quantify feed your soul? You can't. For everybody else it's different, right? But for yourself, are you excited every morning to get up and work on that business? That is a big, big, big indicator on whether or not the business you're building is for you. So it doesn't mean you're not an entrepreneur if you're not excited about it. It just means the business might not be for you. But you really want to look at, like, where are you most passionate about? Where do you want to spend those 8 hours every day? If you are more interested in having that paycheck every 2 weeks in your bank account, every 2 weeks, like there's that type of security from a job that you need, then most likely you should have a job, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But if you are okay with your purpose and passion being something for the long term, like you're willing to be in this until it makes money, that's entrepreneurship, right? So like Nicole was asking me, like, what's my definition? I don't have one clear definition of what it is because there's all of these pieces, and you want to if the money at the end of the day is the most important thing, then you're probably not an entrepreneur. Money is important. Guys, if you are not making any money in your business, then you are not in business. Or like, and I don't mean profiting yet in your business. You may be in the early stages and haven't made any money yet. That's fine, right? But you want to look, if you've been in your business for a year and you haven't made any money yet, one, go get a coach, okay? Go take a class or change your offerings, because you should not be in business 1 year in and not make any money in your business. You are just seriously giving yourself a headache that you do not need, okay? Yes, Azetta, weekends included. That's my big mantra, as you know, right? Like, if you want to work on your business 24/7 and on the weekends, and not from a place of I have to do this, but from a place of I want to, I can't wait to work on this thing. There may be aspects of your business that you hate, right? Like there's certain scheduling, social media stuff that I do not like to do, okay? I do not like to plan it 2, 3, 4 months out in advance. And it's important that I do that so I can go work on the pieces that I love to do. So weekends included indicate for you that this business is something that you are so deeply passionate about and you're willing to go the long haul to see it become something beautiful and glorious, right? And that takes me back to, the thing that you guys all know I'm all about, which is building your juicy, delicious day. And if anybody has not joined the email list yet, the link is in the bio. Join the email list and you will get a template, some worksheets around building out your juicy, delicious business. And you really want to look at how would you spend your day if you had all the choice and no limitations in your way. Knowing that information is the blueprint for you building your juicy, delicious life, right? If you don't know how you want to spend your day, how are you ever going to get that juicy deliciousness? You ain't gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? Hi to everybody who's over on Facebook joining. Hi, Letitia, Tamara, Janet. Hi guys. So I'm sorry I'm not looking at you because I'm over here, and I will figure out how to do both. Maybe if I move this over here, I'm a little more looking at you. So anybody who is going to be, speaking of blueprint, anybody who is going to be at the Toronto workshop panel discussion Wednesday at Make Lemonade, you will get my accelerated blueprint. It just was completed by Leslie Inc. They are an amazing creative branding company and also a friend, and they made my workbook awesome, and it's for you guys. So if you guys are going to be there, that's the only way you're going to get it. I'm just saying, be there. Yes, hashtag JDB. Thanks for putting that in, Azetta. Everybody knows that is my hashtag, okay? Juicy, delicious life or not at all. Don't even waste your time, okay? All right, good. So the other thing around Wantrapreneurship is the sexiness of being an entrepreneur. You have a good weekend too. For everybody who has to go, bye. And the sexiness of entrepreneurship has people really, really just disillusioned at how much work entrepreneurship actually is, right? Hey, Aya. Oh, you're over here now? Welcome, girl. Aya is going to be one of the panelists. She's an award-winning writer and digital strategist, and she does not play. And we all know that I love to have people on who don't play. Okay? Okay. So she's going to be on the panel on Wednesday. You do not want to miss her. And I am profiling all the panelists on my stories. So guys, you want to know about them? It's all there. You're taking in all my different angles. Thanks, girl. So we talked about like, how do you want to spend your day, right? Like if you don't mind working for somebody and you rather spend your downtime doing other things outside of building a business, then please go to work. Go to work for somebody. Just make sure the place you're working, you love to be at. Make sure the boss you have, you love to have. The people you work with, make sure they become a family, right? I've worked in an office. I know how this works, right? I worked in the same office for 7 years. It's like they become your family, right? But you want to just look at the environments that you're in. If you do have a job, that's really important. You want to look at, does it serve you? Because at the end of the day, you're the entrepreneur of your life, right? So whatever job you take, make sure it serves you in the bigger picture of what it is you're creating for your life, right? Make sure you're getting paid what you're worth. Make sure it's something that you are excited to go to, or at least happy to go to, right? Because just not having your job and quitting your job to become an entrepreneur is not a solid business plan if you don't know what type of business you're building in the world, and you're not passionate, and we're talking about that gut down to your belly, need to have it type of business. Do not be an entrepreneur unless you've got that passion. You've got to have the biggest why for you're building a business that nobody else can duplicate for you, right? And I talk about your why in the blueprint, which is something we haven't talked a ton about on the feed, but we did talk about it. I think it was last week. We were talking about Simon Sinek and people buy why you do what you do, not what you do what you do. Your why is that thing that pushes you forward. Your why is your actual reason for being an entrepreneur versus a wantrepreneur. Okay? So as you guys know, my why for being in business is I want people to live their juicy, delicious life. And why do I want that? Why is that so important to me? It's because I don't want people to have to hear the word, you've got cancer, to be the thing that pushes them into their life. And that's what happened to me, right? I've been an entrepreneur in many different businesses over the years, but this specific business, this passionate fire for why this is the thing I am meant to be doing, is because when I got cancer last year and I was laid up and laid out, couldn't do nothing, couldn't see left from right, from all of the medications, not knowing what was going to happen next, when all of that, I'm not going to say was over because I'm still undergoing different types of things to keep, cancer at bay. But when the worst of it was over, the chemo was over, I had a new outlook on everything I've ever done, said, did, be, have, want. And I was like, this feeling and passion that I had, it was like, I don't know how to duplicate that for people, but I'm clear that I don't want them to have to hear, you've got cancer, to be the thing, to be like, now I'm going to go do the thing I wanted to do. Now I'm going to go buy even if it's something simple, like the car you want, the house you want, the things that people are like, well, don't be all hung up on material things. It's like, if that's what you want, go and get what you want. I am so tired of people saying, those things are not important. They're not important. You don't need to tell somebody who wants those things that they're not important. Nobody needs 9,000 pairs of shoes and a first class ticket to anywhere in the world. It's like, no, you don't need that. And if you want it, why can't you have it? Have whatever it is you want. Have whatever relationship you want. Have whatever trip you want, whatever business you want, however you want to help people, however you want to spend your time. And that is my why. I am all about juicy, and that's why I called it your juicy, delicious business, because your business and your life are not separate. They are one and the same if you are an entrepreneur. There is no point in spending time on something that you are not passionate about and you do not love and does not get you up in the morning, boom, boom, boom. My why has me be here with you at 9 a.m. And 9 a.m. is not it's not early for some people, but wasn't part of my plan, right? So it has me here, being here at 9 a.m., knowing I couldn't be here at 11 because I tell you guys I'm going to be here, right? I'm going to be here to talk about what we're talking about, right? And if I didn't believe in what I was doing, I'd be like, they're fine. They'll go figure it out. They'll get an email, right? It's like, no. Your passion for what you're doing, your why, has you keep your word and has you stay in integrity with your business goals, with your business brand, with who you say you are, with who you say you're going to help. That is entrepreneurship. There is no wantrapreneurship in my body, right? So you want to look, and some people get, it's hard because some people get pushed into entrepreneurship because they got laid off from their job. That's happened many, many times, and there's nothing wrong with that either, but I don't know how I feel about that, because if you have something you're really, really passionate about and you get laid off and you're like, yes, now I can go work on that thing, then yes, entrepreneurship 100%. But if you're so upset, not sure what you're going to do with yourself, and you don't have something that you're passionate about, then please go get a job until you've got and you have some steady income, some steady revenue happening, so you're not so bogged down by your bills and your obligations that you can't focus on building something beautiful, right? Guys, you know, like Nicole Osama was saying earlier, she's also going to be on the panel on Wednesday. Yes. If you're not making any money, then it's not really entrepreneurship either. You're not building a business. You essentially have a hobby or something you work really hard at. You've got to have a sound plan for how you're going to be generating income. Because I know, Azetta, that was you, right? Like that pushed you into entrepreneurship. But you had a business before that you were doing, and now you're doing it full-fledged, full steam ahead. And I remember your why, right? It was like creating these beautiful memories and experiences. So for anybody who gets laid off and they're like, okay, this is the perfect opportunity for me to start my business, great. But you want to know, if you don't have clients already lined up, you don't have your offerings, and I'm not saying you need to have a website and all that stuff. People can get clients. You do not need a website to start a business, okay? That's something people get so bogged down on, Instagram handles and the business name and all of that. None of that matters. If you have clients, if you have people you've helped and they're willing to pay you for what you offer, you've got a business. But you've got to have money coming in the door, not offering your services for free, unless you're brand new starting up and you've got no experience and you're just looking for feedback and you're doing research. That's different, right? But if you have money coming in the door, you're going to be in a lot better place, in a way better place to be building out your juicy, delicious business than if you're struggling financially. When clients come to me and they say, you know, Monique, I really want to work with you. I see myself working with you. I see you as my coach, but I have no money. Zero, none. What do I say to them? I say, go make some money, honey. Go make some money in any way you know how. Because for those of you who had kids, if your kids, you know, if you're, not even if you had kids, I'll say like something simple, like if your mortgage was up or you couldn't pay your rent or your house was about to be repossessed, you'd find the money. You would find the money to get the thing that you need to move you forward if it's meant for you, if it is that burning desire to have it, right? And I'm not encouraging you to go into debt or anything like that. I am talking about getting creative with your finances if you want what you want. And if that means you need to go get a part-time job until you make enough money to get the support you need to build out your juicy, delicious business, then that's what I tell people to go do. Go get a part-time job, sell some kind of other service that's outside of your business that you can offer, that's low cost for you to deliver, right? Like if you know how to review people's resumes, if you can prep people for interviews, if you can do speaking on a topic and get paid for speaking. Like, guys, there are a million ways to be making money out here. Build a digital product and sell it. Promote it and sell it on other people's platforms. Do something. But coming to people who you know could help you and being like, I want your help, but I'm dead broke. It's like, there's nothing I can do with that. It's like, I'm sorry, you're dead broke. And what are you going to do about it? It's all about solutions. Like, live in the conversation of solutions, not excuses. And that's a topic we're going to talk about next week, right? Right? And that isn't to like doo-doo on anybody. Like, listen, life is real. Life is hard. Shit goes down. And realistically, you've got to take responsibility for where you're at right in this current moment in time, and what are you going to do about it? Because all that matters is action. All that matters is the actions you're going to take to make it happen. Okay? One of my mentors is working with me as I build my business because I have a full-time job, which leads him to know that I am not doing this side job because I am desperate. Less stress for him. Good for you. Yes, Jamila, go get that girl. You know? And guys, if there's anything that you want for yourself in your life, it's all possible with the right plan and the right support. And there are hundreds and hundreds of free tools online if you can't afford to hire anybody to help you out. It's not going to have the same guidance. It's not going to have the accountability. And you're going to have to do a lot more work to decide what's right for you and what advice is good advice, because free advice is not always great advice. I mean, I could be telling you guys all kinds of stuff on here. Take it or leave it. But the reason I do it is for you to get really familiar with who I am and what it is that I do. And I love to get to know who's out there and what they're struggling with and how I can create products and services to help. And I can't do that from the confines of my office in my house, like typing away, like, oh, this is what I think they need. It's like life is changing by the minute. Business is changing by the day. Industries are changing, you know, every couple of months. It's like social media algorithms change every friggin' minute. So it's like you've got to be out there with your audience to know what it is to be building for them. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. Wantrapreneurship is wanting to be an entrepreneur, loving the idea of being an entrepreneur, but actually not having a really definitive, like, gotta have it why for why you're building this business, and a love for building something and doing it no matter what you come up against. That's Wantrapreneurship, okay? Entrepreneurship, passion, burning desire, making money, building something you love, passion and purpose out there in the world, and you love doing it no matter what time of day, no matter what day of the week, no matter what comes in your space. You're like, this is what I love doing. This is what I'm going to be doing until I'm going to ride it till the wheels fall off. Okay? Okay, good.